All right. Ooh, 147. Who said a small European hatchback cannot be a family car? Right. His wife behind and the baby seats behind as well. Two-door Alpha 147. Very nice. All right. I am in the Mercedes EQC 400. Now there are two variants of the EQC. There are two variants, and this there are two variants of the EQC, and this is the higher spec one. The EQC prices starts from about, I think, close to 400k. I mean, so you should expect thereabouts. All right. Wow, very sunny day. Now, having driven so many EVs recently, I have to say, I initially thought EVs, they're all gonna be similar because there are electric, batteries and all that, but after a while I noticed the fundamentals still apply. How a car maker designs its suspension, how a car maker does the steering, the braking, the accelerator pedal, and how traction was managed. Yep. So this is the one with like 400 over range. Anyway, when I got the car, it has like 300-ish, and I was observing the distance that I'm driving. So I took this car and went for the community drive yesterday with Thomas, where we, fetch a bunch of orphans and give them a day out and all that. So I observed the usage of distance available, and the distance that I use is pretty spot on. So that's a good thing. I mean, compared to my previous experience with some EVs, where the reduction was actually more drastic than what was shown to be available. All right, but anyhow, by right, driving fast on highway would reduce it more drastically than driving like that. But we've done some highways yesterday, and it's very good. I believe that's also because of the very good aeros. The Mercedes EQ range, you look at all their aero dynamic figures, the coefficient drags, they're all pretty good. Now, this is of course based off the familiar platform of the GLC, right? Now, the GLC has always been one of the Mercedes-Benz cars that I kind of felt, wow. You know how when I review Mercedes in the A class, there are things that I just would be able to spot, and it's not about faulting it, but I'm able to catch some stuff. But the GLC has always been a car that I find like, hey, size, comfort, everything is spot on. So I think this is a good platform. The size is nice. They changed the design, and I really like this dashboard. They do away with the rounded aircon vents that emit light, so I like it. The ambient lighting is very subtle, just a little bit here and there, and somehow there is a bronze colored aircon vent in place. Anyway, I'll go to that later when I do the interior walk around. But so far, driving this car around for 3 days now, very comfortable, and it doesn't do that when you cross a speed bump. Even though there was one instance where the front end bottom out. I was like, what? It's an SUV, you know. But overall, going through speed bumps and all that, let's say going up and down. Oh yeah, I heard that a little just now. So I kind of find that the front end seems to have more weight coming down than the entire car coming down, like the XC40 EV. When you go through a speed bump, up is fine, down is where it feels as though there's more weight than the car has. This one, you only feel that on the front end, but overall, it's pretty well judged. My overall impression, the previous EV I drove is the Kia EV6, which has a very sporty suspension setup. So that car sends in a lot of how the road surfaces and all that. You get to feel it. This one, however, they ironed it out pretty well, but it's still based off a GLC or a smaller platform. So when there is a lot of undulation, you cannot expect the car to just absorb everything that the road throws at it. So there are times where you're driving on a straight road with a little bit of bumps and all that, right? You will feel basically the undulation of the road. Oh, beautiful Porsche. The undulation of the road gets directly translated into the movement of the car, instead of some bigger cars where they're able to minimize or slow down, you know, how the suspension moves, and then the body sort of absorbs it and reacts in a slower manner. If I were to draw a curve, right, let's say this is timeline and road impurity, let's say the curves are like that, but on a bigger platform car, the same road that generates this curve becomes more like a wave platform, wave pattern. All right, whereas this one, it sort of gels with how the road reacts. I think that's a simplified manner on how to judge a car, especially when we review cars, right? How it reacts to the road is direct. So when it's direct, it gives you a nicer, sportier sensation of drive. But of course, when it comes to absolute comfort, there is a distinction with the likes of a GLE or probably a GLS. All right. Now I really like the soundproofing, the road noise suppression, wind noise suppression is all done really well. This is where you begin to experience the brand Mercedes-Benz as a premium car maker, right? You cannot experience that in a A platform, like in a GLA or an EQA or an A class and all that. Those are not even on par with Mazdas, all right? But this is good and proper, okay? And in terms of power, now, if you have driven the XC40 or C40, where you throttle the car beyond middle part, and then the car just accelerates like crazy, jerks you, this one doesn't. They smoothen out the acceleration. I think it's good that EV car makers begin to, as car makers begin to make more and more EVs, they should realize that they no longer need to impress people with absurd acceleration. Instead, the smoothness of how power was put down is actually more important. Case in point, the BYD Atto 3, I said that car is very comfortable, very quiet, and by default, they completely let the car accelerate like a normal to emulate the behaviors of an internal combustion car in terms of how they pick up. But there was a mode that you can switch to, sports mode, and it lets power ripped. But they never really went through the process of writing the programming and the sensor from the wheels to calculate, let's say, a few thousand times every millisecond on how to regulate the power that was put down. So in the BYD Atto, right, if you put into sports mode, right, you don't even need to go full throttle. The car will just start spinning the tires like mad. That is powerful, yes, but unnecessary and in a way unrefined, if I were to put it, because you just don't want that. I'll give an example, the Kia EV6. It makes me realize why it is double the price of the Atto, right? I was driving on wet roads, wet surfaces, and as I floored the throttle, not a single bit of wheel spin happened. Okay, the car was able to judge where to put down power, and power was efficiently put down, and the car accelerated without drama, even though I'm in sports mode. Meaningful acceleration instead of just burning off the tires and just wheel spinning and yeah, shenanigans. Can you watch? Did you see how the car's motion was just now? So that was what I meant by a car that originates from a smaller platform would let the road affect it more. Okay, what is this lady doing? Oh, she wants to park here. Okay, good luck. It's opposite of the road. So if you are considering this car, I would say it is a very nice car to be in. The dashboard is beautiful, like all Mercedes-Benz, but the materials that they use in this one is also pretty good. The steering wheel, the comfort levels is really nice. There's enough power. Yeah. And it's good that they don't make this car like all out comfort. Doesn't take a corner well, just like the iX, but it's well judged. And in a way, even though BMW has the iX3, but if you compare the iX3's interior with this, this definitely feels. I kind of felt that this one is one par up from the iX. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Can't tell who wants to turn where. Anyway, it is decidedly, it is more expensive than the iX3. The iX3 drives very well, also very comfortable, very spacious. In fact, probably a little bit more spacious than this. But this one has a little bit more elegant look to it. Hello, tolong buka. Thank you. Thank you. And in terms of styling, even though at first when I saw the EQ range with that single panel lighting up front and rear, I just find that it's a bit dreary when it comes to its face as compared to the GLC, which looks beautiful. I've grown to like it, especially when I compare it to the iX3. iX3 actually looks more sporty instead of elegant like this one. This is way more elegant in a way, right? Should do it over here or there. It's all right under direct sunlight. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, okay, it's all right. Let's look around the car. Oh, Mercedes cameras are fantastic, just like BMW. Really good. Okay, let's look around the car, and I know it's a short drive, but just want to let you guys know I've driven it for 3 days, and highway cruising, steering, handling is all really well done. I mean, it's not a spectacularly sporty SUV, but overall I think it's job well done. Comfortable, the seats are comfortable, the sitting position is comfortable, the touch points, everything is just good. All right, let's look at the car. Cheers. All right, I am sitting in the cabin of the EQC. Is it called the EQC? Yeah, I believe it's called the EQC. Now, I just want you to look at this. Basically, I think this interior is really well done. This is the first time I've seen an actual this actual execution. Let me zoom in a bit. Yes, these are not just patterns, but they are actually physically like that. So as in many layers of that. It's beautiful. I mean, visually it's beautiful, but I kind of felt that they could have done this with just standard plastic, but with lines, because this one you might get dust inside. But anyhow, it looks brilliant. It looks beautiful. Okay, and the Burmeisters here, look at this metallic cover. That should signify it is actually a higher range Burmeister than the usual plastic ones, but we'll experience it. All right, the aircon vents, instead of the rounded aircon vents with lights emitting through, somehow it is in this shape, which I think this inner part actually makes it look rather good. You know, I know it's just two pieces of plastic, but somehow this bronze color plastic vents inside here is really nice, and this one feels really nice to the touch. These guys here, you know, feels very metallic, very sharp, very defined in terms of the narrow patterns, right? And the dashboard, the leather dashboard, also looks really good. Feels nice to the touch. And here, this is some man-made material that looks like Alcantara, but when you touch it, it feels like not fabric, certainly not plastic. It's not leather. It's a little bit soft touch, little bit, but it feels good to the touch. And seeing the stitches over here, and then this mixture of a brushed aluminium kind of panel that has some reflection to it, and then with this, all these add up, makes up for a very good looking cabin, right? As you can see, this pattern actually goes all around the cabin, all the way to there. And then in the middle here, this panel that houses the start-stop button and these two aircon vents looks really good. This part is just like how it has been before. All right, even this cover. I know gloss black plastic, you're gonna get scratches, but it looks good on picture. That's the problem, right? A lot of people say, oh, we don't like it, please get rid of it, but they look so good on photos, right? So if you buy a Mercedes-Benz, I know a lot of people do that, go get it wrapped. All right, it's a ton better. Okay, this panel here, you know, houses the controls. Now I have to say, amongst all this with dual screen, touch screen and all that, I think they now makes the best in terms of infotainment wise. Hey, why does it not scroll? Okay, cancel. Yeah, it hurt me seeing. Oh, the graphics were a bit sketchy just now, but now the refresh rate is back. It's nice. It's a very nice infotainment system. All right, very easy to use, and they even under this one they put the most commonly accessed one over there. Pretty convenient, but I kind of felt that the buttons is a bit small for touch, but overall it's good. You can control this screen through fingers like that. or you can use this little thing here. Look at that. It's way easier than it suggests. You may be thinking that, oh, this might be so hard to register. No, it's really well calibrated. Okay, or you can use this one. See that? And there are some haptic feedbacks over there. Okay, so it's nice. The stalks are nice. Everything is nice. This is the nicest steering wheel in the business, in terms of design, in terms of how it feels, and in terms of how all these things, all the controls are logically laid out. You know, adaptive cruise control over here. This little button controls this screen, separated into 1, 2, 3 sections. So you can go to this one and then you can change stuff. So you see it's highlighted, right? Or you can come over to the middle and then you can swipe, right? And then you can go to the left. Oops. Hey, what happened? Okay. Why can't I go to this one? Oh, did they limit it? Back then they could. Let me try and see. Oh, really? Ah. Okay. Maybe Mercedes-Benz listened to my advice. You know, I was joking that you can change this to fuel consumption, but now you couldn't. This one sort of stays there. Yep, I can no longer scroll to this one to highlight and change this. Ah, okay. This is more logical, actually. Okay. Now, the light controls are over here. And then this is your mirrors, you know, highlight left, right, adjust them. It's all self-explanatory. The buttons feel really good. The door handle feels good. The plastic feels good. I don't touch any sharp molding lines. So very nice. The cabin is very well executed. Even the little door lock, the little knob over there is knurled. Very nice. Here in the middle, you get all these controls directly. Menu, interesting. Okay, you press this big button and then the screen goes into this, you know, but generally they should be the same. Right, I like that you can just toggle things, you know. You don't have to go into this screen because you may be doing something over here and then you can just adjust the aircon and all that, and it doesn't affect the screen of what you are looking at. Okay, this compartment, inside here there's a wireless charger, USB-C ports over here. These are cup holders. There's a Mercedes key logo here. If your key runs low in battery, you can put your key there. And I like this. All right, you can lock it in or take it out. BMW, please learn. Right, and then you have a compartment if you do so. If you prefer it that way, then you can lock it in. Okay, very nice. Here we have the glove box. Can we see anything in there? Mercedes seems to, maybe it's a specification thing. You know, last time C-Class they have that perfume thing over there, or they reserve it for their higher end cars. The door bins are also large and spacious, and you can put big bottles and all that over there. So very well executed. Of course, certain Mercedes stuff's still there. You see this whole nice single piece of plastic housing. It's generally acceptable. Okay. All right. Here you have split opening compartment, very deep and nice. Oh, it's cooled in there. Then you have 2 USB ports. This is the best way to make armrest compartment lid. Okay, just split open them. You don't need fancy mechanisms. The worst is the traditional ones that goes all the way up. Okay, seat belt. Okay, no surprises there. Over here. All right, just like any premium car should. Very nice. Oh, there's no more sunglass holder. Yep, sunglass holder is no longer here. Okay, and get the light controls and all that. There are no dome lights in the middle, so there are no dome lights over. Okay, there's a little one over there, but it's not very bright because this car doesn't have a panoramic roof or sunroof. I kind of felt that when I turn it on at night, it's not as bright as it could be. Okay, now like our Mercedes, the seat controls are over there. This one you can control. This one is powered. All right, very nice. Now let's go to the back seat. Oh, I love this blue color of this car. I love the blue color. Okay, like I mentioned just now, the door bins are wide, big, and then you can put bottles and all that. And you know what? Oh, my touch and go. It's over here. I have to remember to take it. This is leather wrap. The stitchings can be felt inside. By right, you shouldn't be able to feel it, but this is nice, proper material instead of the cheap plastics in the EQA. Okay, that's the footrest location. There's a little bump over there as a footrest. Very good. I'm happy for that. And in terms of this, for the height of the GLC or the EQC, I don't think you need this. It's unnecessary and it impedes going in and out, especially for shorter ladies. Even I, 179, I kind of find that this affects my ingress and egress, so I wouldn't recommend this. Okay. Right. The doors, let's assume this is not here. The doors also don't go all the way down here, which means that it only closes till here, which also means that even if you don't have this, you might collect some dirt over here, which when you go in and out of the car, it's going to rub against your legs. Okay, so a lot of SUVs now, they have the doors actually extend all the way down to cover all the way down here. Okay, let's look at the rear seats. That's my seating position up front. I am 5'11", 179 cm. My feet is 11.5. So you can see for the seat rails, the left one actually, my feet touches it. But most people's feet aren't 11.5. Okay, or I can slot comfortably inside. And if it's a middle passenger, there are still room for them to put their feet. Okay, ball E is still here. This plastic is still here. It's a little bit higher grade now, the plastic. Yeah, my knuckles don't hurt as much as in previous versions. Okay, you can control air, temperature here. These rounded little vents are still here. Interesting, like, right? Mercedes, they changed that, but they didn't change this. So this is still very nice in the C class, the old C class. You can hear how they tick tick tick, you know. So yeah. Did the car switch off the aircon? Oh, why German EVs? I just step out. Can you start the car back? It's warm. No. No, please don't off it. Why you off my climate control? No. Is it on? Yes. Okay, I can turn it on. Oh my god. I'm choking in here. Alright. Now the rear seats, they're comfortable enough. Of course, I don't think I can recline anyway. They've never been able to, but the seating, yes, is a bit straight up. Okay, but overall, I think it's comfortable enough. I seat about 20 cm higher than the front passengers, so I get a quite an okay view, but in terms of view towards the outside, it's not the largest in class, but it's okay. Even the windows, all right, they are not very tall. Look at that. Okay, so this car would do really great with a panel roof, which it doesn't have, which is a shame. You get visors over here, but no worries of having too much sunlight coming in, like I mentioned. Okay, so it's about, my palms are not small anyway, right? You get the nice Burmeister speaker covers. Interesting, a tweeter over here as well. Right, nothing much at the back. Do I have any ports or anything down here? Nope. Tray. Oh yes, 2 USB-C ports and a 12-volt socket. So there are quite a number of ports for mobile device charging needs. Okay. This is pretty nice. Okay, carpeted compartment, and then you get the cup holders. You know, I like premium car makers providing armrests like these, right? Because you can put your drinks and you can rest your arms. You look at Porsche Cayenne with 2 holes over here, or you know, some other car makers, it's just a bit lazy. And when you have 2 holes over here, first, they don't look good. Secondly, when you put drinks, you can't rest your arms, right? So a lot of people actually don't see all these things. And to me, this is unnecessarily complicated in terms of how it's designed. There's no need for it to be designed that way, but sometimes Mercedes just do it, you know. I mean, I know you can have a giant Slurpee, right? This is huge opening, but I've seen easier executions that serves the same purpose. Okay, but nonetheless, it's nice. Isofix, of course, it's a given these days. These are average. I mean, they look good. They don't, I mean, you see some cars like the Audi A7, A6, they still give you nets behind instead of a proper, like a leather envelope, right? But the thing is, okay, this one is at least soft. Interesting execution. Wait, I need to see this. Wow. Most cars, when they look that way, they are usually a very firm piece of hard plastic behind. But look at this one, it's flexible. And see that? There's a piece of plastic here that is flexible. But beyond that is soft. So, wow, I like this. Most of the time, when it's a single piece of hard kind of cover for the rear compartment, back seat compartment, when it's hard, you can't put like objects like these. See that? When it's a single hard surface, you can't put objects like these. You can probably only put some documents and all that. That's why Audi gives you the net, right? But the net actually looks cheap. So it's the first time I've seen this. Maybe I'm not, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Other Mercedes owners that has already seen this for a long time, but I've never noticed this. So I like it. I like this. Looks as though it's very tidy and hard like this surface, because it feels exactly the same, right? The surface, but somehow very well done. Very well done. And like I mentioned just now, I like this material. Very nice. Let's get a look at the boot. See? For the height of this car, that is pointless. Oh, I love this paint. This blue color is beautiful. Really beautiful. There was a GLE nearby that I always seen it under the sun, and I think this blue is beautiful. Now this is the rear to open the boot. Okay. And it's large. The opening, the height is enough, and the width is also really good. You have the tonneau cover here. Have a little thing that catches it instead of a rail. Okay, release it. The movement of the tonneau cover is very positive, very nice, tightly sprung. Okay, this one releases the seat to hook stuff, 12-volt socket, a netting over here, and on this side, same thing without the netting. These are your chargers. Huge compartment underneath. That shopping basket is a fantastic thing. And you see this strap, the use of this strap. This is also something really good. How do I remove it? Okay, how do you use this? I've had this in my Subaru last time, where you open this and then you hang it there. Of course, that thing is blocking. Let me show you now. Pull this away, pull this up. See that? Very thoughtful. Now, all premium car makers should integrate all these things, right? Of course, Volvo has the folding one, which is very good and also serves as a partitioner. Now, Mercedes have this solution, which looks crude, but it's actually very functional. My old Subaru has this, and this shopping basket tray is a given. It's fantastic. You can just open it up and put your stuff so that they don't run around. And this compartment is very big. All right, good job, Mercedes. Let's look at how do you do this. This is unusually overcomplicated. Oh, it's here. It's just that I'm not familiar with it. All right, that's really nice. I kind of wish if this is finished in this material. Okay. Yeah, let's look at how it looks. It's unoffensive in terms of how it looks. Like I mentioned, when it first came out, I don't personally like it. I kind of felt the design is a bit expected and lazy in a way. Just pull one strip across at the back, and then the front, just pull one strip across. And this family design language of the EQ range is not a design that I personally like, but overall, after using the car, after experiencing it, overall it's a plus for me. It's unoffensive. It doesn't look as weird as the iX, and overall it's like I said, it's unoffensive. The rims, I know there are usage of how it was designed to draw air and all that, overcomplicated, but it's okay. So overall, this is a very nicely sized EV. It's not small, it's not too big either. Okay, I'm surprised. I never really pay attention to this EV until I drive it, experience it. It's comfortable, it just does everything right. Okay, that's the Mercedes EQC. There are two variants, 300 and 400. I don't see their prices being too far apart, so just get the 400. And I only wish if it has a panel roof, it would be great. All right, and it seems to have a more slopey roof than the GLC. Okay, overall, nicely done, Mercedes, nicely done. Okay, your charging ports. Okay, that's for AC. When you open both, it's for DC, fast charging. All right, well done, well finished. You can buy if you are thinking of buying. This is a good buy. I want to show you guys this just now. Yep, it's not just a pattern, it's actually physical. I like seeing this kind of stuff in cars these days. Of course, no soft close. Don't expect soft close in this segment. Okay? Yep. What else? vehicle ready to drive. Right, that's the review of the EQC. Cheers.